Now, I do have to be real with you. I have not posted a video or made a video in a while. And the main reason for that is because I have been having a mindset of always being perfect or thinking that everything that I release has to be perfect. I'm sorry. I gotta let that go. I'm trying. It's human nature. Though, since you are already here, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to this video. Though today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite pieces of camera gear that I actually, I don't know how to put this. I love it so much that it's actually my second favorite lens when it comes to my camera gear, but I'm starting to use it less and less just because of the situation that I'm taking photos of. Though once I do get back into, let's say, studio photography, which I am working on, then yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking this lens right back up. But for now, it will be living inside my camera bag. And that lens is actually the Canon 70 to 200 f2.8 IS USM, and this is the Mark I version. So let's talk about it. Now, personally, I like to save money when it comes to getting new gear, and especially when it comes to lenses, everyone wants to get the best of the best. But sadly, the best of the best is very, very expensive. Because of that, I like to shop for used gear. And I like to do a lot of research on used gear to see if the type of gear that I'm getting will be useful for me in my use case. Now, do know that I am a photographer. I like to take photos first. And because of that, I want to focus on lenses that will help me when it comes to portrait photography, studio photography, or even nature photography. Now, I do want to go on more nature trips and take my camera with me, taking landscapes and whatnot, but sadly, I haven't been given that opportunity just yet, though I do take more portraits, which is my bread and butter, and I love to do so. And I know that when it comes to portraits, the 70 to 200 lens is what people rave about. They say that, hey, if you're getting into portraits, you definitely have to have this lens. So I picked it up. But before I picked up this version, I made sure that I did a lot of research on it. And a lot of people were talking, especially if you're on the Canon side of cameras, that you should get the L series lens. And L series lens is the best of the best that Canon makes. But because of that, the L series lenses are very expensive. And if you don't basically have generational wealth, then obviously you know that you should not be going for the most expensive, best of the best, latest gear that there is. Now, they have already released an RF version of this lens, and that one I believe goes for like probably $2,000 plus dollars, which rightfully so. It's probably the best of the best that they make, but I'm a cheapskate, and because of that, I did my research on used lenses, especially if I'm going to be adapting EF onto my RF camera, which is the Canon EOS R. Now, because of that, I just noticed, by the way, huge disclaimer. I've been watching a lot of a YouTuber named Kofi Uboya, and he does a lot of filming stuff. I've been watching a lot of his videos. Fun fact, we have the same first name. So I noticed that my voice kind of sounds like him. I swear I'm not trying to like cheat or copy him. I just love his content so much. I follow him. Even though I am a photographer first, I still love watching his video-centric videos. So yeah, I'm not trying to deepen my voice or anything like that. I mean, I've been literally sitting on the couch all day just thinking about, oh, I really got to release this video. I've been wanting to do this video. But I've always been thinking like, man, I got to make this the perfect video for people like you who wants to go out and get maybe this type of lens or something similar. But I was like, no, it does not have to be perfect. I just got to get it out there. So sorry if I sound like the YouTuber Kofi Aboya. We have the same first name, Kofi, but hey, Cam Kodak. But yeah, it is what it is. All right. But anyway, let's talk about this lens. Now, this lens specifically was the first version that Canon ever released. Now, they do have a non-IS, IS meaning image stabilization, that they released, but I made sure to get the IS because I know that I will need the image stabilization since my hands do shake when things are heavy. And yeah, this lens is heavy. A lot of people on the internet do talk about the version 2 or Mark II and the Mark III. And I was just thinking like, hey, those lenses are still expensive for what they are, and they're still great lenses. But I see not a lot of people on YouTube talk about the Mark I version. So I wanted to talk about it. And yeah, if you are able to pick up the Mark I, please do so. It's a really good lens. Like, it still holds up to this day. The only thing that I can say that there's only two things I can say that I do not like about this lens, so I'm just gonna get it out there. One, it's heavy. Everyone talks about the 70-200 2.8s. They're heavy. Yeah, I was literally like letting that shoot over my head. No, don't let it shoot over your head. These lenses, they're heavy. If you put it on your camera, they do get heavy over time. Make sure you have a camera strap. That will save you a bunch. Please, 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 camera strap. You'll thank me later. Anyway, the second thing that I don't like about this lens is because I got it used, I got a little bit unlucky. So once again, this is a 70-200, and sadly, this lens that I got doesn't reach 200. I know, weird, right? So that's the problem with getting used lenses. You know, sometimes you're gonna get a jackpot of a lens that people say is very used, but in reality, it looks like it's in mint condition. But sadly, this lens didn't come in mint condition. Actually, it does look great, which I love so dang much. But the fact is, if I put it on 70, it basically only stops right there. And on the camera, that is 165. So I only have a 70-165. Now, does it suck? No, because still 165 is great for my portrait work, and it still does great for all the types of photos that I take. So I am still happy with this lens, love it to death. Now the pros of this lens gives you reach, it gives you compression, and it gives you so much versatility. That is one of the greatest pros of this lens when it comes to portrait work, and I love it. This used to stick on my camera 24/7 if it wasn't for the weight. But then the second thing that I love about this lens is the fact that it is image stabilized. Now, there are two image stabilizing modes. We have image stabilizing 1 and image stabilizing 2. I usually keep it on 2 just because of the fact that when I keep it on 2, it works. Now, what I like about it is that when I do have it on image stabilizing mode 2, I can just basically hold it like this. My hands will pretty much be shaky, but hey, this lens takes care of all that shake, and I love it. It does what it's supposed to do. And the fun fact about this lens, this is the Mark I version. Like I said before, this was released in September 2001. We are now in 2024. This is a 23-year-old lens, and it still works fine. Like, apart from that small issue of not reaching all the way to 200, this lens is amazing. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna trade it just because I can't reach 200 millimeters. It's tack sharp. Oh, that leads to my third reason. It's still tack sharp at 2.8. Now, a lot of people are gonna make comparisons online saying that, hey, this has less contrast than the Mark II, Mark III, or the RF version of this lens. Who cares about contrast? You know what the best thing that I have learned as a photographer? Most things you can fix in post, especially contrast. If you're gonna be uploading your photos to Lightroom or Capture One, just slide that contrast slider and you'll be good. Seriously. People are gonna talk trash about contrast, about, oh, you should get the Mark II or Mark III because it has more contrast. Yeah, don't listen to them, okay? Like, get the lens for what it is and what it can do for you. And if it fits your budget, definitely go for it. But I was a cheapskate and I was able to get this lens in pretty much mint condition, and there was no scratches on the lens element whatsoever. And yeah, it works flawlessly. Fourth thing, autofocus. it's fast. Like it doesn't miss. It really doesn't. At 2.8 with the right settings, you are not going to miss with this lens. This lens is a beast. It's built like a tank and I love it. So yeah, this is probably the fastest lens review video that I've ever done. But if you're looking for a Canon 70 to 200 millimeter f2.8 IS USM Mark I, please look no further than the Mark I if you're really trying to save money. But hey, if you do have deep pockets, definitely look at the Mark II, Mark III if there is a Mark III. I'm just saying Mark III at this point. But definitely, if you have even deeper pockets and you just have money to blow, definitely go for the RF. If you are already on the Canon R system, I'm on the Canon EOS R. I love it for photos. I know it can take good can't speak today. I know it can take good videos as well, but hey, I'm a photographer first. That's why I got the Canon EOS R. And yeah, I love it to death pairing it with this lens. So if you are looking for something that's great for portraits, look no further. This is your moneymaker. Apart from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'll try my best not to be a perfectionist, and you shouldn't too. But apart from that, have a great day.